Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from skiessentials.com.
I'm Bob. Happy July.
Welcome back to our Top 5 Fridays ski industry news videos. Yeah, and happy July 1st.
Yep, it's here.
Pretty exciting.
Days are getting shorter.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that last night actually. Driving home, I was like, oh, it's like kind of dark before 9.
No, it's pretty funny how fast that happens.
Yeah, really quick.
Yep.
We had to take a couple weeks off from Top 5 Fridays, so our apologies. But we're back, and I don't foresee any major issues going forward. We should be able to keep them going.
All right.
Hopefully you guys have been enjoying those boot videos. I know it's a lot of videos. We've probably got 4 more brands to put up, 4 or 5. I'm going to do that pretty much every Tuesday. So you'll see a big chunk of videos go up on each Tuesday.
A lot of boots.
It's a lot of boots. You talked about a lot of boots.
About a lot of boots.
I feel like we spent like 3 weeks just filming boots.
Yeah. It was a big project.
Yeah. Bob's quite the boot expert. You did a great job.
It's a lot of research involved.
Yeah. No, and somebody, I saw a comment where somebody was impressed with your ability to take out a boot liner very efficiently.
Yeah, I mean, that was, 5 years of boot fitting experience.
Yeah.
You got to be able to rip those things out real clean and quick.
Right.
It's actually, out is easier than in.
Out's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your technique for going back in? Do you turn your hand into a foot?
No, you have to pinch the back and
boy.
get it in, but you gotta do it the right way.
We have different techniques.
Yeah,
I turn my hand into a foot.
I've never tried that one.
It works pretty well. Sometimes it feels like you're going to break your wrist, but I've yet to break my wrist.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we can probably get right into the news now.
Sure.
First topic of the week is part 6 of the Inside the Skiing Pipeline. I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Series? That's the word I was looking for. Inside the Pipeline series. This was released a while back, and we kind of mentioned that we'd be going through different sections of it throughout the summer. This part is really kind of an exploration of Nordic and European culture and how much more skiing is just ingrained into day-to-day life.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about this a bit. Like it's,
Totally.
For this instance, it's skiing, but for others, it's different sports.
Yep.
If you think about like where we are in Stowe, like the youth mountain bike, like culture of mountain biking is just ubiquitous. Like these kids are nuts.
Yeah.
And like I feel like it equates really well to the skiing thing with these, Scandinavian and European countries.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. And I certainly won't be surprised 10 years from now if there's like 20 professional mountain bikers that grew up in northern Vermont.
Right.
Because it totally ingrained into the culture around here at this point. This article kind of looked specifically at Norway, highlighted that it's pretty common over there for skiers to be training 7 days a week and easily log over 180 days on snow in a season, which isn't impossible in the United States, but certainly more challenging.
Yeah.
You got to like travel around quite a bit more.
Right.
Chase the snow. So pretty interesting. And then they also brought up a small town in Minnesota, Warrod. Somebody should correct me. Small town of about 1,800 residents that's produced 7 Olympic, 5 NHL, and over 80 NCAA Division I hockey players. And they really kind of focused on the fact that in this small town, every resident just lives and breathes hockey.
Right.
Like, that's it. There's like one sport that everyone does.
Yeah.
And, the results are evident. And, I think that's pretty representative of Norway culture.
Right.
Like, skiing is it.
Right.
That's what you do.
From transportation to recreation to competition. Like, it just really kind of works its way through the fabric of life.
Exactly. So pretty interesting. Not really any like crazy speculations in this article, more just an observation of different cultures. So check that out if you're interested more about it. And then this is a pretty quick one. We won't really go into any of the details because really the interview itself is the highlight here. But the Colorado Sun has a really good interview with Altera CEO Rusty Gregory as he moves ever and ever closer to his resignation. Pretty interesting interview. A lot of fun topics in here. Kind of talked quite a bit about technology, both how it will play a role in the future of skiing going forward, also how the pandemic really forced areas to rapidly modernize.
Right.
That was quite a shift.
And somewhat unrelated to the article, but the president will be taking over.
Yes.
And so I had to do research as to what the difference between a president and a CEO of a company is.
What'd you learn, Bob?
Well, a CEO outranks a president.
I would have guessed that.
And is in charge of more broad company-wide things, while a president is more of a manager of...
More hands-on.
More hands-on. But I didn't know that before.
It gets a little vague.
Yeah.
And I also think it's not uncommon to be president and CEO.
Right. And then CEO often has founder attached to it as well.
Sure.
So if CEOs are more often owners and founders.
It sounds like you had some lovely little research there.
I had a great time.
He also spoke about some core differences between Altera and Vail, and I think that's probably the most interesting aspect of this interview. So, like I said, I think the interview itself is the highlight, so we won't really go into those details, but I certainly encourage you to check it out. Colorado Sun does a great job.
Yep.
Third topic of the week. This is another one out of Colorado. Ski Cooper has offered access to now 58 additional independent ski resorts. This is kind of an added bonus to your season pass, and we've spoken a lot about kind of how different mountains are, I guess, just like innovating their product offerings.
Right.
Just how the sport's changing. You know, we spoke. It might have been the last time we sat here. We spoke about. I don't even recall what mountain it was, but how you could buy access to different portions of the mountain.
Right.
That was kind of cool. So in this case, $329 season pass gives you 3 free days of skiing at 58 other resorts, which is pretty cool.
Right. So it's like their Indy Pass tied in. It's an Indy Pass tied into
right.
their season's pass.
And really, like the major difference between this and the Indy Pass is with this, you get unlimited skiing to Ski Cooper, where with the Indy Pass, you don't have unlimited skiing anywhere.
Right.
You just have your two days at each participating resort. So I thought this was really interesting, and it feels like a pretty easy business model for others to follow.
So I didn't quite understand, are they going to be footing the bill basically for those days at other resorts? So if you get a day ticket to one of their affiliated resorts, does that bill go back to Ski Cooper? And then Cooper's got to reimburse or some type of...
Yes, my understanding is that it's less on a individual basis like that, and more like we're going to give you this much X amount of money in exchange to offer our season pass holders access to your resort.
Yeah, I mean,
and however they figure out that X amount of money is.
Yeah, that's their deal.
Yeah, I don't know the details there, but
it's interesting, and I can totally see if other places can pull this off. That's a great way for Cooper to get their money.
Totally,
it's super enticing.
Yep, and I think it's also great for the participating resorts.
Right.
Part of the battle as a ski resort is to get somebody's foot in the door.
Right.
So with this program, it's incentivizing people to go visit other resorts, and at those other resorts, they may buy some hand warmers,
right,
and they're probably going to buy lunch. So there's other ways for resorts to kind of earn their revenue.
Yeah.
But pretty interesting. I think the next 5 to 10 years is going to be fascinating in how these ski areas kind of jockey for position, so to speak.
Right.
Time will tell.
Yep.
And then fourth topic of the week, this is a fun one, skiracing.com article highlighting the World Pro Ski Tour. I like to think of the World Pro Ski Tour as the yin to the FIS yang.
Mm-hmm.
They really feel like they're, like, I guess complementing each other more than anything, but they're very different.
Right.
And it's nice to have both. So if you're unfamiliar with the World Pro Ski Tour, and if you want to be a professional ski racer,
Go for it.
here's your opportunity.
Yeah.
So in the WPST, anyone can pay a fee to enter any race, and you could potentially win thousands and thousands of dollars. Bob, I asked you if you were going to enter some World Pro Ski Tour events, and you thought that would probably be a waste of your money.
That is not money well spent. I would rather buy a $329 ski Cooper Pass.
Sure.
That's
Are you
better
going
for
to?
me. I don't think so, but
And the format's a little different than FIS events as well. So we get head-to-head bracket-style elimination format. So pretty fun from a spectator perspective. They kind of highlighted Paula Moltzen, who in the championship weekend, she placed second in giant slalom and first in slalom. And the prize money from just those two events earned her more than all of her earnings from all of her FIS events from that same season.
yeah.
So I thought that was pretty interesting.
I think that what they lack is the sponsorship views.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's as big of a platform, so you're not going to get those sponsorship opportunities. So like, yes, per race, I think your dollars
Right.
can be higher, but overall, I don't think it's a
No, it's
a
not.
career move for these
Exactly.
top rated skiers.
But a nice way to kind of pad your income.
right.
Kind of feels like PGA Tour versus Live Golf.
I thought about that when I saw this topic too.
It's like,
Nice golf comparison.
yeah, I got it like a similar vibe.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some stark contrast there from just, I guess we won't get into the details of Live Golf. That doesn't seem extremely relevant, but not exactly the same. But yeah, I couldn't help but think of that as well. And then with that, we just have our edits of the week. So this first one's pretty fun. Really brought back some fond memories. Like I remember watching some of these shots when it first came out. But we got a little 6.5 minute long behind the scenes edit of a 2008 photo shoot at Wendell's. That was with Level 1 for the movie Turbo. There was a fun quote from Mike Hornbeck in there about how Tanner Rainville has the best style he's ever seen.
Yep.
And as we've mentioned probably a few times here, he used to be Tanner Rainville's coach.
Yeah, but he had that before.
No, I'm giving you full credit, Bob.
I think his dad Mike would have something to say about that too.
No, it's always fun hearing your stories about those guys.
Yeah.
Who else did you have in that era?
Like Max Gorham and
Did you have Duncan Adams?
Duncan Adams
Yeah.
and I mean just extremely smooth skiers.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable. You could tell from very young age that they were going to make a life in the sport.
Yep. Yeah, I've coached some kids like that. They're still kids, so I'm
Yeah.
not going to like blow up their spot by saying their names here.
Yeah. No, it's fun seeing you, and like a lot of them are parents, they're like
Yeah.
married with kids and have their own lives.
The
so
kids that you used to coach.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yep.
funny to see.
And then second edit of the week. This one's pretty cool. It's called Digging for Answers, and it's the story behind universal trail design in Jackson Hole, so allowing for adaptive riders and all that stuff, which we're seeing here in Stowe as well.
Right.
We've had a lot of recent trail, I guess, rebuilds or maintenance to help improve access for disabled riders.
Yep.
So, pretty sweet. I also think it's like really cool to see those people out there.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like some of the, they're building like wider bridges and stuff like that, you
Yeah.
know, for the hand cycles and stuff like that. And even that looks scary to me.
Totally.
Yeah.
It looks fun. Like the berms look fun.
Yeah. Just a different suspension system too. And we've
Yep.
seen it with the skis too, with the sit skis and
Yep.
just kind of how the adaptive equipment, follows the technology of that follows the progression of the sport. It's amazing.
Yeah. Those sit skiers are incredible.
Yeah.
And they're
equipment.
Sleds?
Yeah, sleds, I guess.
Seats?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but they're incredible.
Yeah, full on like motocross suspension. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
it's
The
unbelievable.
technology behind them is so cool.
Yeah.
And most of them are like custom built.
Right.
It's just super cool to
Yeah.
see. And then finally, we have this is a very interesting one. Russ George's controversial plan to stop climate change, which, boy, I wish I like kind of knew more about this, but it's something to do with dumping a bunch of iron ore mineral dust into the ocean to boost plankton growth. And for some reason, this guy feels like the world leaders are stopping him from just fixing climate change. And
Yeah.
there's got to be more to it.
It's a big ask, I got a plan.
Yeah. He mentioned something about if they just like got a bunch of people to sweep up the extra iron ore dust from Australia and just dumped it into the ocean, that would fix climate change.
All right.
I can't confirm or deny these things, but it was very interesting, and I did learn quite a bit. So encourage you to check that one out. And that's it for Top 5 Fridays. Holiday weekend coming up,
Yep.
July 4th. If you're in the area on July 4th, and by the area, I mean Stowe, Vermont.
Downtown Stowe, Vermont, more specifically.
If you're standing on Main Street or Lower Mountain Road in Stowe, Vermont on July 4th, you'll see Bob and I in a parade.
Yeah. Nice ski essentials float.
Yeah.
Been a good tradition for a couple years now.
It's always fun.
Yep.
By float, it's just our van. Which one will it be? Who knows?
Yep.
There's 3 to choose from. So that's the big excitement. Which
Yep.
van will we choose?
Throwing out candy and hats.
You could get one of those hats. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna give away. I think I got 30 of those hats to throw out.
to hundreds of people.
Yeah. Oh boy, there's gonna be some fighting over
Yeah.
hats. Remember last time we gave out hats?
Someone was pretty aggressive about wanting a hat.
A bunch of people were really aggressive. And then I kept like seeing people that I knew in the crowd.
Yep.
And for some reason they felt like they like were entitled to a hat.
Yeah.
Like I know like hundreds of you. I
Right.
can't just give you all. Anyways.
That's a funny scene.
Yeah, people get super fired up about their free
They're
hats.
free hats.
Got a lot of stickers, so that's like
Yep.
a consolation prize for somebody who doesn't get a hat or candy.
Yep.
So anyways, I hope you guys have a fantastic 4th of July weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.